I think that there's this idea that most of us would like to believe that the end of this election cycle will somehow create some sense of resolution and a return to at least a little bit calmer, steadier state. But that most of us realize that's probably not in the works, that there probably, although things will continue, that there has been a stirring that's not likely to be quelled so easily. So some have said that what we're witnessing is a kind of evolution, that what's happening outside, all around us, is really just a mirror of what's happening inside. And to some degree, this is a reflection of the growing consciousness of this country, and we've seen that emerging in a lot of different sectors. And the line between the conscious, what we're aware of, and what we're not aware of, the unconscious, is shifting. And what's happening is, in our waking up, individually and as a culture, as a nation, we're beginning to see what lies beneath the line. And one of the things we're seeing more clearly now could be termed the shadow. The shadow, which is part of every one of us. It's part of our psyche. And we often attempt to either flee it or bury it. And what we're seeing now is the elements of the psyche that we don't want to look at. The hatred, the jealousy, the historical transgressions, the power imbalances, the fear. Everything that's been left undigested is here, is rising to the fore. So the shadow can arise out of a lot of unmet needs. We have a need to have some degree of certainty in our lives, some degree of trust, and also for some uncertainty. We like new things, we like to be stimulated, witness our addiction to the latest. We also have a need for significance. We want to play some role here in our lives. We want it to have a meaning and a purpose. Another need that we have is for connection, to belong, to be part of a tribe. And we'd like to be developing in some way. We'd like to be getting better or making some contribution to the world that we live in. So then the question becomes, how do we move beyond this election cycle? How do we make room for all perspectives beyond the outcome of the vote tonight? And for those of us who've been practicing for some time, the question is, can we continue to cultivate practices of empathy, of compassion, of self-control, of reason, of ethics, in order to wake up to, and not run away from, the shadow that's been evoked in our culture. So here are a few ideas about how we might respond to this. And you can just hear this for how it strikes you. Take it if it seems useful, and let it go if it doesn't. First, we might view phenomena, all the stuff that's arising, as confrontation with the shadow. So it's like a way that we meet the shadow, and we can allow it to surface, to be seen, and just notice our tendency to want to get rid of it, to shove it, to go back to not have to have it there, present. Secondly, we might, instead of our tendency to demonize that which we don't want or that which we see is over there, other, we can begin to acknowledge that every one of us has a shadow. And I know that some of you have heard many times the wonderful poem by Thich Nhat Hanh, who talks about being not only the good person, but we are also the pirate who has pillaged and raped. That shadow exists within every one of us. So how it is that we acknowledge that that's present. Knowing that it takes a lot of courage to look at the shadow, to feel the fear, the aversion, the hatred. Third idea is that we remember that the shadow never wins. So look for the good as a spiritual theme that we find not only in Buddhism but in every major universal spiritual tradition. It's part of what we aspire to. Look for the good. And I'll just give you one brief quote from the Buddha around this, and you have most likely heard this many times before as well. Hatred does not cease by hatred alone, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. So the shadow never wins. Fourth, can we use every opening to reinforce the value of returning to wise view and compassion in our lives? Every opening. That requires a fair amount of diligence to just notice the possibilities of being aware and not running from, pushing away, trying to fix, but to find every opening to reinforce these values. Fifth is don't fight the shadow with the shadow. It's so easy to just, something hits us and immediately we're reactive. So Michelle Obama reminded us, go high, go high. Breathe and remember what you know. Go high. So, here is a poem by John O'Donohue. Thank you, Jeff. For whatever happens tonight. And it's entitled For a Leader, or it's entitled actually Election Day 2016, but the first line is For a Leader. And I'm just thinking as I read through this that see if we can hear this as a prayer perhaps for the leader, whoever is elected, but also in terms of leading our own lives, can we hear it for ourselves as well? So if you'd like to get comfortable in your chairs and just close your eyes. And listen to these words. For a leader, may you have the grace and wisdom to act kindly, learning to distinguish between what is personal and what is not. May you be hospitable to criticism. May you never put yourself at the center of things. May you not act from arrogance, but out of service. May you work on yourself, building up and refining the ways of your mind. May you learn to cultivate the art of presence in order to engage with those who meet you. When someone fails or disappoints you, may the graciousness with which you engage be their stairway to renewal and refinement. May you treasure the gifts of the mind through reading and creative thinking so that you continue to be a servant of the frontier where the new will draw its enrichment from the old and you never become a functionary. May you know the wisdom of deep listening, the healing of wholesome words, the encouragement of the appreciative gaze, the decorum of held dignity, the springtime of the bleak question, May you have a mind that loves frontiers so that you can invoke the bright fields that lie beyond the view of the regular eye. May you have good friends to mirror your blind spots. May leadership be for you a true adventure of growth. I'm just noticing right now where it is sensations are felt in the body, what's happening in the heart region. See if there can be an inner listening to the heart of what really matters, what brings you here tonight, and what your intention is for now. Noticing sensations in the body, sitting here, tingling, pressure, contact with the seat beneath you. I bring awareness to the insides of the hands, noticing a tingling or pulsing perhaps in the palms and the fingers. Allowing the hands to be full of ease wherever they're resting. You might scan the body to just see if there's any kind of residue of tightness or contraction from earlier encounters or conversations today. And invite a softening into those places that may be contracted. A gateway into full presence or awareness is to be very awake in the body. Sometimes habitual tension keeps us from feeling the life that's right here. It's a way of resisting aliveness. Can be helpful to smile into the brow area, whatever that means for you. Let the jaw unhinge if it's tight. Even creating a little space between the upper and the lower teeth. And the tongue, which may have been busy with speaking, eating, allowing it to simply rest inside the mouth. Letting the attention move to the neck and the shoulders. Another place of some holding or some leaning forward into the day, into our lives. Resting back in some easing of the shoulders. Let that easing extend throughout the torso, feeling the rib cage grow larger and smaller with each breath. Aware of the ribs in the front of the body as well as the back. Softening the wall of the belly. Letting the next breath be received into a softened belly. And let that easing extend throughout the entire pelvic region, allowing the earth beneath you to fully support you. If the mind seems busy or tangled up in some way, to perhaps let the breath be your home base for now. The place you can come back to whenever you notice that the mind's gone off to thinking or planning, to worry. Simply pausing for a moment. Softening the face, the hands, and the belly. And then with some great kindness, escort your attention home to the breath. This breath in And this breath out. It's the nature of mind to think, to go off to planning or entertaining us in some way, really just helping us to survive. So when you notice that that's happened, not to worry, it's just what minds do. And take a moment to notice planning or remembering, rehearsing or rehashing, without judging it in any way, just noticing. And allow the attention to come back to the body sitting here. Softening any place that may have contracted with thought or emotion. And then, gently, with some friendliness, escort your attention back to the direct experience of the breath. Bringing a curiosity to the subtleties of breathing. The spaces between the in-breath and the out-breath. No two breaths exactly alike. Noticing where the attention is right now. Sometimes after sitting for a bit, the body sends out a strong signal of sensation. So just noticing if that's true for you. If there's an urge to shift the posture, the position. And if you decide to do so, that's absolutely fine. Maybe doing it slowly so that you can be aware of what changes occur as you shift your position. And then settling into a posture of alertness, wakefulness, and also ease. Finding just the right tension between wakefulness and ease, much like the tuning of a guitar string. Not too tight, not too loose. Coming home to the breath, the life that's right here, now. practice is simply to notice what's arising now. And what's my response to that noticing? Can I greet it with some openness? Allowing even those things we may not want to simply be here. This is the human experience of fear, joy, hatred, sadness, allowing it to be here as it is. It's like this now. And if in any moment some strong emotion or mind state feels too large, then simply return to awareness of sensations in the body, of the breath coming in, going out. Softening the face, the eyes, the shoulders, and the belly. Breathing. These words are from William Stafford. Be a person here. Stand by the river. Invoke the owls. Invoke winter, then spring. Let any season that wants to come here to make its own call. After that sound goes away, wait. A slow bubble rises through the earth and begins to include sky, stars, all space. Even the outracing, expanding thought. Come back and hear the little sound again. Suddenly, this dream you are having matches everyone's dream, and the result is the world. If a different call came, there wouldn't be any world, or you, or the river, or the owls calling. How you stand here is important. How you listen for the next things to happen. How you breathe. We'll close tonight with a practice of kindness, compassion for ourselves, for others. With each breath that you take, imagine that you are breathing into yourself peacefulness. Wherever you think you can get it from, breathe it into yourself. Maybe from the night sky with the stars, the trees just outside the building, maybe from the stillness in the air, or the mountains off in the distance. Or breathing into yourself peacefulness just from your own breath. Let it settle within and fill you. And on your out breath, think that you are breathing out love from your heart. Maybe a warm, embracing care or acceptance. And let that warm embrace of love that you're breathing out surround you in an embrace. Now breathe that love and that peace that's within you. And if you'd like, breathe it out to the person next to you, giving it as a gift. Through breath that's life and connects us all, because we're all breathing the same air. And now, if you'd like, breathe that love and peace within you out to everyone here. Let everyone be part of your breath containing whatever degree of love or peace is available. And if you'd like, breathing out love and peace to your nearest and dearest people and pets. You have your breath and you have love. And share it with whomever you'd like. And if you'd like, breathing out love and peace to friends here in this room, in this town, in country, in the world. Breathing out love and peace. Embracing them with the warmth of your care and acceptance. Sharing this breath. And then if you'd like, thinking of people that you meet in your daily life that you may not know so well, but whose paths you cross. Breathing out love and peace to these. Embracing them with the warmth of your care and acceptance. You might bring to mind someone that you perhaps don't particularly like, or someone whose views are quite different from your own. You might see if it's possible to breathe out love and peace to this person. He or she who shares the same air, the same planet, has the same wish for some happiness. And if it's okay with you, let your breath carry love and peace to as many people as you'd like. The ones sitting next to you in this room, the ones you live with or close to, thinking of whomever, wherever they are, letting your breath carry your love and peace to each one of them. And then letting your attention come back to yourself. Once more, breathing in peace with each in-breath. And fill yourself with peacefulness. Breathing out love with each out-breath. With acceptance and care. And noticing what's true now, what's felt in the body, in the heart region. No matter what is here, whether it's something pleasant or not, see if you can greet it with friendliness. It's like this now. And coming back to the breath. Aware of wherever the hands are resting. Present to your own experience. Allowing, befriending whatever is here. And may the meditations tonight be of service in the freedom and the happiness of all beings everywhere. Thank you for coming tonight. And we'll see you next Tuesday.